Hello and welcome to the news today on the 7th of January 2019. My name is Phillip Schofield with all of the news you need to know about tonight from Truenorth. Our first story is about the funeral procession of the Sheriff Lorenzo, who shot himself in his home 2 days ago. The procession happened today in Rockford with many, many lovely people observing it. We take you now to our presenter in the field, Presenter Man.
A funeral procession fit for a king, or at least in this case, rather for a sheriff. The funeral procession you're witnessing was for Sheriff Lorenzo, who unfortunately shot himself in the head 2 days ago. He was just 18 years old at the time. Although touching speeches were given by Jeff W. Ford, the president, the new Sheriff Gray, Hugo Baroness, the vice president, and Deputy Sergeant Kruger, the day was marred by a series of arrests and interruptions, going to show that perhaps the police just aren't quite as liked as they want to be.
Alright, sir, you're hereby under arrest for public during a funeral.
Please, just so we can get him.
Please don't accept it. No. I'm sorry.
Get the fuck out.
Thank you for that report, Mr. Reporter Man. We now go to our political correspondent to get his opinion on the difficult task ahead. Jingle bells, jingle bells. Thank you, Page, our correspondent for politics in the area. We obviously mourn for the loss of Sheriff Lorenzo and hope that his family is not too devastated. We'd like to remind them that if they sing Jingle Bells, then they'll probably feel much, much happier. Now, on to our second news story of tonight. A protest broke out outside Town Hall in relation to police brutality. On the scene was our other reporter, Other Reportington Face. Although the protest started out peacefully outside town, it didn't take long for violence to descend. The protesters were protesting the rise in police brutality as perceived, but it didn't take long for them to start throwing bottles at the SWAT officers who stood by side and didn't actually attack. I managed to get a quick word with the organizer of the protest. Yeah, sure.
I'm one of the leaders of this movement. And you can oppose me, because if you do, I will slap your bitch ass.
What's this movement about, sir?
Police brutality. See, my friend, Pedro, where you at? Come to the interview. My
I am Pedro.
He makes tacos, he's of ethnic descent and gets arrested constantly. So maybe
17 times a day.
Sure, he commits crimes, but because he's ethnic, it's racist to arrest him.
I see. And are you worried that the police are going to be brutal to you now?
I am kind of worried, considering one of them's holding a P9.
Is this why your people are starting to throw bottles and set up barricades to stop the police from charging your positions?
I'm trying to tell them not to throw bottles, but you know, they're a rowdy bunch. Lads, kids these days.
As the situation seemed to calm and then deteriorate and then calm again, we were able to get an interview with the Vice President. So, you are the Vice President, is that correct, good sir?
Correct.
And what are your opinions on the current protest happening outside Town Hall at the moment in relation to police brutality in the city?
I think it's done because there is no police brutality.
But are you not worried that this protest could turn into a riot?
So if it turns into a riot, we have more guns than men.
That's a very aggressive and forward attitude to take, sir.
Like I said, I'm a fucking vice president. I don't give up orders, right? It's just my fucking thought. If
Well,
somebody does a riot, we are trying to calm them down right now. But if somebody, and it's not going to be good for them.
Upon concluding my interview with the Vice President, we came across the crowd, mostly dispersed with a lot of Secret Service agents and heavy weapons around. Things seemed to have calmed down, and protesters were even giving Pepsi to police officers. At this point, the protest diverged and gave up, separating its own ways. There's still a problem with police brutality in this city, and it's a problem that cannot be ignored, regardless of the way the Vice President talks to people. But there's still hope that people are free to protest and do as they so desire without fear of being shot all of the time. This is Person Reporter Man, ending his report.
Thank you, Reporter Man, for your very interesting news report about the protest outside of Town Hall earlier on. It is a great shame, though, that we bring this issue of BBC News Truenorth to an end. We hope you have enjoyed the show, and would like to make you aware that we will be covering a different city on the next television of BBC News. My name has been Phillip Schofield, and from all of the crew at the BBC Truenorth office, we wish you a lovely evening.